Hi, and thanks for stopping by my channel. A square pillow isn't square, the place where you'll learn tips, tricks, techniques, and tutorials related to home deck sewing. Today's video is not actually a sewing video. It's just a little trick that I would like to share to take your draperies up to the next level. There's nothing quite as classic as a pleated drapery, and you can find lots of nice pleated draperies online now, but the way you hang them can make a big difference. You can take them from looking very inexpensive and ready-made to very custom and professional. All you have to do is get rid of those ugly clips. Now you can certainly buy really nice drapery rings that don't come with the clips, but by far the easiest to find and certainly the most affordable are these rings that you can buy just about anywhere with little clips on them, and you just need some of those and some drapery pins. And I like this particular style of drapery pins because they're really easy to adjust to the correct length that you need for whatever type of ring, eyelet, or drapery style that you have. Now, the easiest type of drapery rings with clips to find look like this. The clip itself is attached with a little hook directly to the drapery ring. The other style is a little bit more expensive, higher end style that some of you might have or you might find, where there's a little eyelet that's welded to the bottom of the drapery ring, and then the hook is attached to the eyelet. This is the easiest kind to take the clip off. All you do is get a little needle nose pliers and spread open the little hook connecting it to the eyelet and take the ring off. If you have one that looks like this, we're going to make our own eyelet. Just get a strong pair of shears or wire cutters and clip the wire. Now grab a couple pair of needle nose pliers and just sort of turn that little piece of wire into a little round eyelet. Now this little wire may look thin, but it's actually a really strong little wire. It takes a little work to bend it into this eyelet, so it's going to do just fine for both stationary and normal use on functional draperies. If you don't have any tools or you don't love this idea, another good option to make the little eyelet is a 4-inch zip tie. I use these little brown zip ties in drapery work all the time. Just create a little loop the size that you need. Make sure you don't snug it up past the point where it's too small. You want to make sure that it will have enough room to put your little hook inside. And then after you pin your drapery, you just slip it right into the zip tie. You'll cut off the tail at the end, and honestly, this is a really great solution as well. You do have to spend a few more dollars to buy something versus working with the existing rings is free, but they're a great thing to have around. And I'll link to these in the description. Now that we have our ring ready, let's get our drapery pins installed on the drapery. This method is strictly for pleated drapery, whether they're 1 finger, 2 finger, 3 finger, top tack, standard tack, it doesn't matter. But this is how you're going to do it for a drapery that has a pleat sewn in. We want the top of the hook to just be maybe 1/4 of an inch at most below the top of the drapery. So you can measure and mark where that would be. And we're going to stick our pin right into the seam, right into the center, and stick it in and then pull it forward like that. Now be careful when you're doing this step. You don't want to pull too hard after you've put your pin in the seam because you don't want to tear the stitching that's holding that pleat closed. And you just want to double check that your pin isn't showing or sticking out one side or the other of your pleat. It should end up falling right inside the center there. Now just put your ring on your rod and slip the drapery hook into your eyelet. This looks so much nicer than having those little black clips showing everywhere. I'm going to be making a video soon on how to convert clip rings to pinned rings on drapery panels that do not have pleats, that are basically plain or rod pocket type draperies, which is where you see clip rings used a lot. But it's not as easy as you would think. If you just put a pin in the back of a rod pocket panel, it's going to do this. and it's not going to look very good. If you subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell, you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Thanks for watching and happy sewing!